Hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome back to Miss Jones TV. Today's a little bittersweet for me. Today is my last installment for Miss Jones TV this year. So this definitely has been an experience for me. I've had to learn a lot, and you all have taught me so much going through this process of teaching virtually, and I just want to say thank you, kiddos. I mean, you guys have done amazing, and parents, you all are rock stars, sending me the work that the kids have been doing and keeping us in touch. It's been fabulous. It really has. Like I said, it's been very different, but it's been wonderful. So thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for being so patient with me, learning all of this virtual stuff. So again, like I said, this is a little bittersweet. Try not to get emotional because I love you all. And guys, I just want to start again by joke time. And this one is just cute. What did one volcano say to the other volcano? I lava you. And I picked that one because I lava you. I love you guys. All right, guys, just a little bit of an announcement before I have pushed it out on Remind, and I'll push it out here too on the YouTube channel. Tomorrow we are going to have our book return. So I will be there all day. I know there is a limited time that we're supposed to have you guys come in. I have spoken with some of you and you have extenuating circumstances. So I will be there for you to drop off the hardback reader textbook and the social studies textbook. So just shoot me a message, and if you need a different time, we'll make sure that everything gets put back the way it needs to be, and I will be accommodating, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get ready for our lesson, our last lesson on Miss Jones TV. Now, you do have some other lessons that I have given you to do, but it's all review. You've learned everything from me that you're going to learn this year, and you guys are rock stars. You can use the rest of your flimsy book or your Go Math book if you want to practice over the summer and keep your brain sharp. That'd be awesome. Okay, and for the reading, if you want to go back to this video and fast forward to the end and use my reading of the story as your reading, that's cool, okay? So let's go ahead and start with our math, okay? So today, I am going to show you the last thing that you'll learn this year about fractions. And I've showed you a little bit of what it looks like, okay? So we've learned half, thirds, and fourths, right? And half, we cut it in half, right? We have two pieces. Now today, you're gonna see me use numbers like this. And what that means, the top number is the numerator. Say numerator. The bottom number is the denominator. Say denominator. Okay, numerator's top, denominator is bottom. And how I remember that is denominator starts with a D, like the word down. So it's down, under, okay? So we have two pieces. This one stands for, if I were to shade one of these pieces, I shaded one out of two. So one out of two is shaded, or half of the shape is shaded, okay? Thirds, like you're running a race, you have three, right? So how many lines do we need to draw? One less. Two lines will give us thirds, right? Just like this. Now again, you may see it look like this. One out of three pieces. So I'm going to shade one out of three pieces. Well, just for giggles, guys, what if I see something that looks like this? 2/3. How many pieces am I going to shade now? I've got one. Now I'd have to shade two. So whatever's on the top is how many are shaded or unshaded depending on the problem, okay? Now we have fourths. 4, like running a race. How many lines do we need to draw? One less, 3. 3 will give you 4. 1, 2, 3. So now I've got 4 pieces. So we could have 1/4, 1 out of 4 pieces shaded. Next, 2/4. I could shade 2, but I want you to look at something. Look at this shape and look at this shape. 2/4 is the same as half of it being shaded now, right? So that's called equal or equivalent fractions because they mean the same. Then I go on and I could have 3 out of 4 pieces shaded, or 3/4, right? And then if you do 4/4, that means the whole thing. It's one whole, okay, piece shaded. Okay, so when you have the same number that's on the top and the same number on the bottom, that just means the whole piece. You get to keep the whole candy bar, right? So 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, or 4 out of 4. We also say 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Same thing with the thirds, and then we have our half, okay? So guys, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna shade parts of a shape, okay? We are going to be on page 760 and 761. And the rest of this week, kiddos, is just a review of your fractions and the things that you've learned, okay? So we're gonna do these, part of this together so I can make sure that you know. On page 760, at the top, it gives you some things shaded in green. It shows you just what I showed you, half. It gives you 1/3 and 1/4 shaded. So down here at the bottom, we're gonna have to separate our pieces like we did last week, but we're gonna have to shade. Number 1, draw to show thirds. So we're breaking each of these pieces into thirds. They did the first one for you. So if I'm making thirds, how many lines do I need to draw? 1 less, so 2 lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna break my pieces into thirds. And it doesn't matter, you can do it up and down or across. I'll do it both ways just to show you. Okay, so I have split my shapes into thirds. Now, just like they did, I need to shade 1/3. So 1 of these pieces and 1 of these pieces, and it doesn't matter which piece, just 1. Okay? Now, down at the bottom, it says draw to show fourths. So how many lines are we going to have to draw? 1 less. So we're going to have to draw 3 lines to show 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we have that circle. Remember, we can't do lines straight down. We have to make it look like a pizza. So we're going to do our window shape. And you can do the same thing, but I'm going to do the lines for this last one. 1, 2, 3. And that's how I broke up my pieces, okay, into fourths. And it says to color a fourth, 1/4. So we're going to color this part. I'm going to color this one. And I'm going to color this one. Got it, kiddos? Okay, so let's look at page 761. I want you to do the rest of this page on your own, okay? So the first part, 7, 8, and 9, you're splitting them in half and shading a half. 10, 11, 12, you're going back to your thirds and you're shading 1/3. And 13, 14, and 15, you're breaking them into fourths again and shading 1/4. Okay, so guys, go ahead and do that. You can pause this video and then send it to me on the Remind app. And when you unpause, we will get crack-a-lackin' on our flimsy book and spelling. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this book. I'm gonna get out my handy dandy board and marker. And today we have 4 words we're putting into ABC order. Last time, kiddos. Here we go. This week, we have prefixes, un and re. Un means not. Re means to do something again. So let's look at these words. Unhappy. So that means not happy. Retell. That means to tell something again. Untangle. That means not tangled. Repaint. Paint something again. Okay? So we're going to have to put these in ABC order, and it's going to be a little bit trickier because they all start with either a U or an R. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So I know the R's have to go first. So let's see, guys. They both start with R-E. R-E. So we've got that. So we need to go to that third letter this time. I have a T and a P. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. So the P becomes or comes before the T. So over here, I am going to do my best handwriting and write repaint in cursive. Repaint. And I'm going to circle my word. The other one would be my retell. And I'm going to circle my word. Now I've got my U words. So I know that I have UN in both of them. So I go to that third letter, right? I've got an H and a T. I think that one's pretty easy, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Yep, the H is gonna come first, isn't it? So we're going to put unhappy. And then the last one will be untangle or not tangle it. Okay? All right, kiddos, take your time. Use your best cursive handwriting. Here are the examples of those if you want to pause it and look at mine to help you make yours. Okay, and then snap a picture for me. All right, guys, we are going to our flimsy book real quick, and we're going to do a little bit more with our un and re words. Okay, we're going to be on page 127. 127, okay? 127, at the top, it says, make words with prefixes. Read the base word, then add the prefix at the top of the column to write a new word. So we're going to add un to all of these words and re to all of these words. So guys, if you want to go ahead and pause this video, you can and do this on your own, and I'll give you an example of what it'll look like. So the first word is lock. That is your root or your base word, the word that you're starting with. And then you're going to add that little piece or the prefix on the top or on the beginning of it. So we have unlock, which is not lock it, or relock or lock it again. Okay? So you're going to do that with the rest of them. We're going to have untie, which is not tie it, or retie, tie it again, unpin, and repin, unfold, and refold, unpack, and repack. Okay, so that is what this is going to look like. And again, guys, if you wanted to pause me and do this page on your own, and you can come back and check it. Okay? Guys, give yourself a big old check mark if you got those right. Now, down at the bottom, it says complete each sentence. Add a prefix from the word box to the base word at the end of the sentence. Write the new word on the line. Okay, now these are ones that we've already had. Over means that you've done it in excess, okay? Like you've overcooked something, okay? Pre means you do something before, okay? Like you watch a preview before you watch the movie. Miss means that you've done the opposite of something, okay? Like sometimes we make mistakes, okay? So let's look and see which one of these prefixes belong. Number 6, set an alarm so that you don't blank sleep, oversleep, pre-sleep, or miss-sleep. If I'm going to set an alarm, I don't want to oversleep. So I'm going to write my prefix over and add my base word sleep to make a whole word oversleep. Okay, so I'm going to circle over because we've already used that one. So we have pre and miss. Number 7, before the real test, we will have so before. Which one means before? Pre-test, miss-test. A pre-test, because you're going to do it before. Okay? And I'm going to circle pre. Now, all we have left is miss, but let's make sure that it sounds right in our sentence. Be careful not to misspell any words. It sounds right, doesn't it? Because you don't want to do the opposite of spell and misspell. Good job, kiddos. Give me an air high five. Now, if we will turn together to the next page, 128, okay? Now, these are irregular action verbs. We talked about last week how we had did and done. We can't did down the street, right? So when we think of verbs, we think of action, right? Well, these are irregular action verbs as well, okay? So it may not be spelled exactly the way that you think, or it might have different versions of it, like come and came. So let's look at these sentences, and it says write each sentence using the correct verb, all right? And it gives us a hint when it's happening, now or in the past, okay? Because these words are differently spelled when it's happening now or when it's happening in the past. Like come here means to happen now. Came, they came over here, that means they've already done it, okay? So it's a little irregular. We don't just add our ED on the end of it. All right, guys, let's look at these, and we're just going to circle which one belongs in the sentence. Number 1, the cows blank from the fields. We're happening right now. Is it come or came? Come. So that means that they're coming over right now. Number 2, the children blank down the path. Right now. Run or ran? Run, because it's happening right now. Number 3, they blank in the field. Well, this one is in the past. They sit in the field, they sat in the field. Sat, because they've already done it. Number 4, they all hid in the park. So we're in the past tense. Hid, right, because they've already done it. Let me show you my book. You can check your answers with me. See how you did, which I'm sure you did amazing. Guys, let's do one last cheer. Let's do party in Miss Jones' room, okay? Ready? Party, party, party in Miss Jones' room, because we are such a smart room. Good job, guys. Okay, we're moving on to our hardback reader. we have a new story this week, and it's called Half Chicken. Half chicken. Not whole chicken, half chicken. Let's look at our vocabulary real quick. First one, tumble. This acrobat is tumbling through the air. Well, I should probably tell you what page it's on, right? Page 310 in your hardback reader, okay? Tumble, and we've seen people do that, like cartwheels or tumble head over heels, stuff like that. Number 2, flung. He flung it. It's another word for throw, right? Number 3, ooh, look at that tangled mess. This one, the pieces of string are tangled. That means that it's really hard to separate. Like Christmas lights, whenever I get them out of the attic, they always seem to tangle for some reason. Number 4, empty. The pot is empty when there's nothing in it. Number 5, swift. Horses move very fast. These are swift animals. That means they're fast, aren't they? Are you a fast animal? Yeah, I'm kind of slow. Number 6, peacefully. The farm animals are sleeping peacefully. Nothing is bothering them. So I see that suffix full, right? So full of peace. That means they're gentle and they're calm. Number 7, stream. This stream flows into a larger river, so it's a smaller body of water. And number 8, blazed. The forest fire blazed or burned brightly for many hours. So it burned brightly, blazed. All right, guys, another traditional story, something that has been passed down. We are going to read this, okay? So this is a folk tale. A folk tale, again, is a traditional tale, and sometimes it's passed on down the generations, okay? So we're going to look for a plot or the story to teach us something that we can learn from it. So keep that in mind, okay? So animal characters who talk and act like real people. So this should be a good one, shouldn't it? Okay, guys, I want you to track the print with me. Now, again, guys, you can always fast forward this week if you want to hear this story again with me and you want me to read it with you. So let's go ahead and start on page 315. Half Chicken by Alma Florida, illustrated by Kim Howard. Have you ever seen a weather vane? Do you know why there's a little rooster on the end, spinning around to let us know which way the wind is blowing? Now, guys, a weather vane has that north, south, east, and west on it, right? And it spins around because it shows you which way the wind is blowing, okay? Well, I'll tell you. It's an old story that my grandmother once told me. And before that, her grandmother told it to her. And it goes like this. So it's a story that's been passed down from person to person. A long, long time ago, on a Mexican ranch, a mother hen was sitting on her eggs. One by one, the baby chicks began to hatch, leaving their empty shells behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 chicks had hatched. But the last egg still had not cracked open. The hen did not know what to do. The chicks were running here and there, and she could not chase after them because she was still sitting on the last egg. I wonder what's wrong. Finally, there was a tiny sound. The baby chick was pecking at its egg from the inside. The hen quickly helped it break open the shell, and at last the 13th chick came out into the world. Yet, this was no ordinary chick. He had only one wing, only one leg, only one eye, and only half as many feathers as the other chicks. So that was kind of like a half a chicken, huh? It was not long before everyone at the ranch knew that a very special chick had been born. The ducks told the turkeys. The turkeys told the pigeons. The pigeons told the swallows. And the swallows flew over the field, spreading the news to the cows grazing peacefully with their calves, and fierce bulls and the swift horses. So they spread the word about this chicken who has one of everything and half of the feathers. okay? We can even see a little picture at the bottom. Oh, it's cute. Soon, the hen was surrounded by animals who wanted to see the strange chick. One of the ducks said, "But he only has one wing." And one of the turkeys added, "Why, he's only half a chicken." From then on, everyone called him Half Chicken. And Half Chicken, finding himself at the center of all this attention, became very vain. When someone's very vain, that means that they think about themselves a lot because they're surrounded and they love this attention. Okay? So one day he overheard the swallows, who traveled a great deal, talking about him. Not even at the court of the viceroy in Mexico City is there anyone so unique. Now, the viceroy, guys, is kind of like the person in charge. Like we have a president. The viceroy was kind of the person who was in charge of that area of the city, okay? So he's kind of a big man in charge. So they were telling him, no one has ever seen anything so unique as you. Then Half Chicken decided that it was time for him to leave the ranch. Early one morning, he said his farewells, announcing, "Goodbye, goodbye. I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of the viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity-hopping along on his only foot. So he was hopping along on one foot. Okay? So why do you think that he left the ranch? Because he wanted to see the big man in charge, didn't he? Like, I am so unique, they need to see me. Okay, so let's see what happened on his journey. Half Chicken had not walked very far when he found a stream whose waters were blocked by some branches. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Would you please move the branches that are blocking my way?" asked the stream. Half Chicken moved the branches aside, but when the stream suggested that he stay a while and take a swim, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I am off to Mexico City to see the court of the viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity-hopping along his only foot. A little while later, Half Chicken found a small fire burning between some rocks. The fire was almost out. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Please fan me a little with your wing, for I'm about to go out," asked the fire. Half Chicken fanned the fire with his wing, and it blazed up again. But when the fire suggested that he stay a while and warm up, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I am off to Mexico City to see the court of the viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity-hopping along on his only foot. After he had walked a little farther, Half Chicken found the wind tangled in some bushes. "Good morning, Half Chicken. Would you please untangle me so that I can go on my way?" asked the wind. Half Chicken untangled the branches, but when the wind suggested that he stay and play and offered to help him fly here and there like a dry leaf, he answered, "I have no time to lose. I'm off to Mexico City to see the court of the viceroy." And hip hop, off he went, hippity-hopping along on his only foot. At last, he reached Mexico City. Half Chicken crossed the enormous Great Plaza. He passed the stalls laden with meat, fish, vegetables, fruit, cheese, and honey. He passed the Parion, the market, where he found all kinds of beautiful goods that were sold. Finally, he reached the gate of the Viceroy's palace. He saw lots of things, didn't he? "Good afternoon," said Half Chicken to the guards in fancy uniforms who stood in front of the palace. "I've come to see the Viceroy." One of the guards began to laugh. The other one said, "You'd better go in around the back and through the kitchen." So Half Chicken went, hip hop, around the palace and to the kitchen door. Uh-oh. The cook who saw him said, "What luck! This chicken is just what I need to make a soup for the vicereine." And he threw Half Chicken into a kettle of water that was sitting on the fire. When Half Chicken felt how hot the water was, he said, "Oh, fire, help me! Please don't burn me." The fire answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you. Ask the water to jump on me and put me out." Then Half Chicken asked the water, "Oh, water, help me! Please jump on the fire and put him out so he won't burn me." And the water answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you." And he jumped on the fire and put him out. Remember when he helped the water in the stream and the fire? When the cook returned, he saw that the water had spilled and the fire was out. "This chicken has been more trouble than he's worth," exclaimed the cook. "Besides, one of the ladies in waiting just told me that the vicereine doesn't want any soup. She wants to eat nothing but salad." And he picked Half Chicken up by his only leg and flung him out the window. So the vicereine must be like the lady in charge. He got flung out the window. When Half Chicken was tumbling through the air, he called out, "Oh, wind, help me, please." And the wind answered, "You helped me when I needed help. Now it's my turn to help you." And the wind blew fiercely. He lifted Half Chicken higher and higher until the little rooster landed on one of the towers of the palace. From there, you can see everything you want, Half Chicken, with no danger of ending up in the cooking pot. And from that day on, weathercocks have stood on their only leg, seeing everything that happens below, and pointing whichever way their friend the wind blows. The end. So that was how the weather vane from this folktale was created. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed that. Again, you can play this video and read along with me if you want to for the rest of the week. I look forward to maybe seeing some of you drop off your books. Just remember that I love you. I miss you. I hope that you have an amazing summer, and I can't wait to see you again. Okay? Mwah. I love and I miss you. Bye, guys.